Hey friend, hey. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. You're a real one and I appreciate you. If you are new here, welcome. I'm GMerie, a millennial, wife and mom of two, and I'm on a journey to become debt free. Here on my channel, I talk about all things digital planning, personal finance, with an emphasis on zero-based budgeting, and every now and then you'll see me do some DIY projects. If any of that sounds like your vibe, I recommend you hit the subscribe button so you can follow my journey. Also, don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss an upload. Today, I'm going to break down how I budget my weekly paycheck as a visiting nurse using the zero-based budgeting method. I'll show you step by step how I plan out my spending, save smart, and make sure nothing slips through the cracks. I remember a couple of years ago, the statement living paycheck to paycheck was an understatement. My paycheck literally lasted me from payday Friday to that Monday. Damn! But once I started using zero-based budgeting, a lot of things changed. Okay, first let's start off by defining what is a zero-based budget. Zero-based budgeting is all about giving every dollar a job. When you get paid, you assign every dollar to a specific purpose until you have accounted for your entire paycheck. The beauty of this method is that it leaves no room for error. It leaves no room for money to just disappear. Whether it's to bills, savings, or fund money, every dollar has a place and every dollar has a purpose. Just think of it as like meal prepping for your money. You plan out everything in advance so there are no surprises. Okay, so to make things a little bit more practical and easier to follow, I'm going to show you how I budget my weekly paycheck as a visiting nurse working 24 hours a week. First things first, you're going to want to figure out your total income for the week, whether you're working one job or have multiple hustling gigs. Add up everything you're bringing in and put it in the income section. So quick tip, if your income varies week to week, budget based on your average or your lowest paycheck to avoid overestimating. So that's what I do. Because my income varies every week, I just budget off of an average. So this week I am expecting $909. And next up, we're going to list all of my fixed expenses. These are things like rent, utilities, subscriptions. These are the bills that stay the same each week or month after month. And with this paycheck, I'm going to be putting aside $150 towards next month's rent, which is September. I'm going to be paying the internet bill and then my husband's storage. And so I'll total this column up, and that is $150 plus $45.95 plus 3.02 equals $198.97. And excuse my handwriting, I am a lefty. And because I consider myself a pay myself girl and also I am on a debt repayment journey, I like to prioritize my savings and my debt repayment. I am going to be putting away $75 into my emergency fund, into some high priority saving challenges. It's going to go $56. And then in my Roth, I'll be setting aside $75 as well. And for my debt repayment, I'll be paying $200 on my Venture One credit card. So the total for my savings, 75 times 2 plus 56 equals 206. And with my savings and my debt, I like to make it as easy as possible. I like to automate this. So I automatically have $75 going into my emergency fund every week, as well as $75 going into my Roth as well. And if I ever want to add a little bit of extra money that I have laying around, I can just do that one up or that one time transaction. So now let's talk about our variable expenses. These are things such as groceries, gas, eating out, and these can change week to week, but you'll need to assign a budget based on your past spending or your goals. And when I say your past spending, how you'll know what the amounts to put into this category is by tracking your expenses. When you first start budgeting, you're going to want to track every expense for a short little while just so you can get a realistic idea of what you need to budget in each category. So for me, I am putting aside $25 for household. And for me, household is anything such as like cleaning supplies or any home decor, anything that pertains to the home. And then gas is getting $70, groceries is getting $100, spending money that goes into my pocket is $25, and business expenses are getting $40. Now I'm going to go down to my low priority sinking funds. Category basically gets anything that's left over once I handle all my other priority categories, such as my bills, my savings, debt, and my variable expenses. So whatever's left over will go into sinking funds. So for this week, I am putting away $14 into back to school for my son. Christmas is getting my quarterly water bill is getting $10. 1 month ahead is getting $5. My truck is getting $5, and vacation is getting $5. So what I need to do is go back and do some math on some of these. Debt was $200. Expenses was, let's see, 40 equals 260. I'm just tallying up the total for each category. equals 44. Once you have the totals for all your categories, you're going to go ahead and subtract it from your income. So my expected income for this week is going to be $909. Subtract 206 for my savings. Subtract 198.97 for my bills. Subtract 200 for my debt payment. Subtract 260 for my variable expenses, and then what I have left over now is $44, and that $44 is going to my sinking funds. So what do I have left over? I have exactly 3 cents. Now that is a zero-based budget. And after you do this for a couple of weeks, you're going to want to come back and review and adjust your budget. You're going to want to keep an eye on categories where you tend to overspend and consider setting alerts or cash envelopes to stay on track. Remember, this is your budget. It's a personal finance. Like, it's personal to you. So you make it work for you. Come back, review, adjust, tweak it, do whatever you need to do to make the money make sense. So this is my paycheck budget, and I do this every week. Every week before I get paid, I'll sit down, write out what I'm paying with that paycheck, do the math, and make it work for me. So some common challenges that you may have to overcome when doing your weekly paycheck budget is irregular income or unexpected expenses. And some ways to overcome irregular income is if your income varies, it can be tricky to budget. The key is to budget based on your lowest expected paycheck and create a buffer with any extra income. That is what I find that works best for me. And in any given week that you do have any extra money, I like to put that money into my savings just to give it a little boost. Make sure you come back and you do weekly check-ins. Schedule a weekly money date with yourself to review your budget. Check what you spent, what's left, and make necessary adjustments. Set a reminder on your phone, your calendar, Google Calendar, Apple Calendar, whatever you got to do so you don't skip your check-in. Consistency with budgeting is key. Consistency with budgeting is key. I like to use some apps to help me stay on track. One of the apps that I use is Empower. There are other apps out there such as YNAB and Every Dollar. It has since gone out of business, I believe. They're no longer up and running. So YNAB and Every Dollar are pretty good that I feel are good to use. The only thing with Every Dollar is I believe you have to pay for that, and the free version is I don't know if it's as helpful. Or you can just use pen and paper or a spreadsheet. I do have a budget by paycheck spreadsheet that if you guys are interested in, I'll go ahead and leave a link in the description. It is free and it allows you to budget by paycheck. So you can do this every week, and I find it to be very helpful. And I'll probably do a video on it as well just to give you guys a little insight on it. So that link will be down in the description, and it is free. Free 99. Free 99. And that's how you budget your weekly paycheck using the zero-based budgeting method. Remember, it's all about telling your money where to go so you stay in control. If this video helped you, please do me a big favor and hit the like button as well as the subscribe button, as well as the notification bell so you never miss an upload. Thanks for hanging out with your girl. Let's continue to stay ambitious and keep crushing our money goals, one paycheck at a time. And let me know in the comments, what's the first thing you're going to budget for this upcoming week? As always, continue to become wiser, stronger, and better every day.